Hold up.
Alexa Bliss has seemingly taken on the character that was first depicted by The Fiend a few years ago. Instead of taking a WWE superstar under her wing, Alexa Bliss has unveiled a doll called Lilly. In recent months, the former women's champion has targeted a number of women on Raw, including former women's tag team champion Shayna Bayzler, and recent returnee Eva Marie. At some point, Lilly will have to step in the ring or someone will have to fight on her behalf, which could lead to an interesting alliance between Alexa Bliss and a fellow WWE superstar. With the WWE Draft right around the corner, there are several women presently employed by WWE, or even some, who could be rehired, who could align themselves with Alexa Bliss in the coming months. The following list looks at just 5 WWE women who could align themselves with the former women's champion Alexa Bliss. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more wrestling content. Number 5. WWE Superstar Doudrop. The recent WWE storyline surrounding Eva Marie and Lilly leads to the belief that there has to be some kind of payoff. Even though Eva Marie was the woman who brought Doudrop up to the main roster, there have been a few occasions where they have not seen eye to eye. It was Doudrop who allowed Eva Marie to be pinned for the first time a few weeks ago on Raw, when she refused to tag in the match. It come into view that her loyalty is now sapping thin. As you see the feud between Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss continues to SummerSlam, it's likely that Doudrop could decide to switch sides. This could lead to the former women's champion gaining a new merge. Doudrop has shown that she can go on to be a legitimate contender on Monday Night Raw. If Bliss wants to have someone to watch her back, then she would definitely be the perfect choice. Alongside Eva Marie, Doudrop will always be seen as her enforcer. However, Bliss and Lilly could be there to help the former NXT UK star not only find a way to get Doudrop away from Eva Marie, but also allow Doudrop to have her old name back. Number 4. Former WWE Superstar Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was released from WWE earlier this year. Despite making her debut on the main roster, Green suffered an injury on her debut where it was reported that she was scheduled to win the match, but the finish had to be changed after she was unable to continue. The former Impact Wrestling star was rehabbing the injury and was set to make her return when she was released. She has since returned to her roots in Impact Wrestling. Despite the circumstances surrounding her release, Green has noted in recent interviews that she would be open to making her return to WWE and would love to be the character of Lilly. Honestly, if they called me and said, "Do you want to be Lilly?" I would in a heartbeat. Because that is totally the type of character that I just feel like we need to see, and I want to be that person. Green has made a career out of playing strange roles, and could definitely do this one justice if WWE decides that she is the person for the job. Number 3. WWE Superstar Aliyah. Aliyah was rumored to have recently been called up to WWE's main roster but is yet to make her debut on the Raw brand. It was believed that the former NXT superstar was moved to Raw in return for Mandy Rose recently being sent to NXT. It's unclear what role Aliyah will have on Monday Night Raw since the former NXT superstar has gone through a number of different characters throughout her stay on the black and yellow brand. It would be interesting to see Bliss take someone like Aliyah under her wing, and then go on to dishonest her in the way that she was once used by the Fiend. Presently, Bliss only has a doll, and for Lilly to become a real person would add an edge to the story and allow her to compete in matches. This would also allow Aliyah to become a character on WWE's main roster whilst learning from Alexa Bliss, who is arguably one of the best storytellers in the company at present. Number 2. WWE Superstar Mia Yim. Mia Yim hasn't been a part of WWE programming since February when Retribution went their separate ways. The former NXT star has since moved over to SmackDown and then moved back over to Raw so that she can work alongside her fiancé Keith Lee. Yim has portrayed several different characters in her career, most recently becoming known as Reckoning, so being aligned with Alexa Bliss wouldn't be much of a stretch. Yim is a talented superstar and showed this regularly throughout her time in NXT. She deserves to be used on the main roster, and if that means aligning her with Alexa Bliss, then it could be an interesting solution. The two women could have chemistry as a tag team and Yim could decide that she agrees with what Bliss is doing to the women's division at present since she was recently part of a rebel group herself. Given that there's WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in the mix now, Alexa Bliss and Mia Yim could become an interesting duo. Number 1. WWE Superstar Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was once linked to The Fiend on SmackDown, after members of the WWE Universe noted that a doll that the character made bore a resemblance to the star. Whilst Liv Morgan is presently over on SmackDown, Ruby Riott was recently released, which has left Morgan with no story moving forward since she was unable to win the recent Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Morgan has cosplayed as different characters a number of times throughout her career, and is very similar to Alexa Bliss, which would allow the two women to easily work together. Morgan is also blonde like Bliss's doll, Lilly, which means that if WWE wanted the star to become a physical embodiment of the doll, then she would be the perfect person to choose. There are several women without management on the main roster at present given the recent releases. Liv Morgan has the talent to be able to become one of the company's biggest stars, and Alexa Bliss could help her to do that. Fans was informed before a WWE house show in Charlotte City on Saturday, that neither Sasha Banks or Bianca would be on the show due to unforeseen circumstances. The same announcement was made before the house show in Columbia City on Sunday. As claimed by from Mike Johnson of PW Insider, WWE is concerned that Banks and Bianca could miss SummerSlam this weekend in Las Vegas. PW Insider has spoken with several sources inside the company, who expressed concern their announced match will not take place at SummerSlam this weekend, but there is nothing confirmed in that regard, Johnson wrote. Bianca and Banks were two of three notable superstars who did not participate in the house show on Saturday. Charlotte Flair had been advertised for the show but did not appear. Photos of Charlotte backstage at Triple Mania suggest she booked the night off to be there. Flair missing the Charlotte house show was addressed recently on Wrestling Observer Radio as well. "I had been told some time back that she was going to Mexico City," said Dave Meltzer. WWE continued to advertise Charlotte for the show, however. "She probably asked for the day off and they gave it and then continued to advertise her. Is that what we're saying?" Meltzer asked. "They were selling tickets for a Charlotte house show with her name. That didn't matter. You gotta remember, some companies think it's okay to false advertise." Personally, I say, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.
Oh, let me up with a bright smile on now. Put me in the dark, so won't get lost now. To the moonlight, eyes you